welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the end of the year book tag. So this tag was created by Ariel Bissett, an icon as she is. I'll link her video for it for this year down below in the description. Basically, this book tag is just answering a few questions about reading plans for the end of the year. And seeing as it is mid-November already, figured I would slide this one in before we can kiss 2020 goodbye, see you never, and move on to 2021 like we all want to. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. The first question is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? And no, there are not actually for me. I normally would say that I do a pretty good job at following through with books. Like if I would like to finish the book, I like to kind of do it all at once, because if I kind of leave a book and then come back to it, I tend to just not be like as excited about it. So if I'm going to just completely DNF a book, that's a separate story, but I actually don't think I've DNF'd any books this year. I don't think I've DNF'd any books this year, actually. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well as far as that. I don't have any outstanding things that I need to finish up. Yeah, okay, easy first question. Let's go on to question number 2, which is, do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? So, as I said, it's already mid-November, and I really did the autumnal, spooky, atmospheric, dark academia theme in October and in November, actually. So as of right now, I think I've sort of like passed most of the autumnal themed books. I would say that out of the ones that I have read recently, these two lovelies, Phantom of the Opera and Deadly Education, were the perfect sort of transitional books. Both of them were nice and spooky. We got some good dark academia with Deadly Education. We've got some good gothic, mysterious romance with Phantom of the Opera. And both of them did really well transitioning me, not just from the spooky themes that you get in October, but sort of the more like dreary, dark themes that you get, in my opinion, in November. So these two were really, really fantastic. And then also I wanted to chat about Six of Crows. Yes, yes, yes. I'm finally getting to this book. It's been on my shelf for a while, and you guys will see in my November wrap-up that I've sort of changed my reading plans for the rest of November. I was planning to do like a full-on dark academia classics for like the entirety of November, and I just burnt myself out a little bit. I sort of ran out of steam with A Deadly Education, and I was like, you know what? I just need something that's gonna hype me back up, and so what better than a YA fantasy book for me? Heist fantasy. So I started this last night and I'm psyched for it. I can already tell that it's like a little bit of like a dreary sort of atmosphere, which in my opinion is perfect to transition into the darker months. Let's move on to question number 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? And not really for me. I'm pretty pleased with where I'm at for the rest of the year. I know that the An Ember in the Ashes series is getting the 4th book released soon, but I just haven't read that series yet. I would like to at some point. I've heard like really, really great things about it, but I'm just, truthfully, I don't think I'm going to tack that on to this year. It's just not gonna happen. There are so many good books to always be reading, and yeah, I just don't want to stress myself out by feeling like I have to have read something. I'm just gonna read what I feel like. As always, mood reader through and through over here. But I must say, as far as new releases that I was really anticipating at this end of the year, Deadly Education was the one for me. When I found out that this was going to be released this year, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It sounded like the perfect book for me. So yeah, you guys will see more of my review on it in my wrap up at the end of the month. Also, if you follow me on TikTok, I did like a little baby review of it. It's just Booked with Kira. But yeah, I have some thoughts on this, but I'm gonna save that for the wrap up, so you'll just have to come back and check that out. Question number 4, the exciting one. What are the books that you want to read before the end of the year? The top 3. So I am always the person that wants to read as many books as humanly possible, but practically it's just not gonna happen. That said, in my opinion, there is no better time to really delve into bigger stories than in the winter months, especially around the holidays when maybe you have a little bit more time on your hands, people relaxing, everybody just kind of hanging out. So the first book that I would like to read before the end of the year is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. So because of A Deadly Education, I kind of wanted to give her other writings a go. I've had this book on my shelf for almost the entire year, and it is supposedly a perfect story for the dark and wintry month. I mean, just look at that baby. Don't focus on me, focus on the book. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this in the spirit of the cooler months, getting kind of dark and wintry, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. It is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling with sort of the backdrop of the cold kind of Russian setting, so I am very excited about this. The next book that I would like to finish this year is the second book of the Shattered Realms series, which is Shadowcaster. So I read Flamecaster earlier this year and I really loved it, but I wanted to move on to other books rather than just like continually reading this series. But yes, I would really like to kind of catch up with it. I am personally obsessed with fantasy worlds that are really deep and have lots and lots of world building and lots of different characters and different realms and worlds and different fantasy beings and things like that. So anyway, at the end of the first book, I knew that I was going to want to read the rest of them, and so yeah, hopefully I'll be able to pick this up in, if not November, then definitely December this year. And then the third book that I would love to be able to read by the end of the year, and this one is a doozy, but I think it's going to be the perfect time to do it, is Priory of the Orange Tree. So this is a multi-POV high fantasy story all about this threat of dragons in this world, and I love stories with dragons. My favorite fantasy series of all time, which is the Witches of Eileanan series, centers so much around different beings and things like that, and the dragons in that story have just like a wonderful part to play. And so yeah, I've just been obsessed with everything dragons ever since I was young, and I'm ready for this one. That said, I did say it's a doozy because it is quite ambitious. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but he's a chonk. He is a chonk boy. This book is like 900 pages almost, I believe. 800 pages, so heavy duty. So I just thought that this would be perfect over the holiday season. I'm not going to be in classes anymore. Basically I have 2 weeks left of classes and then that's it for me. So I figured this will be a perfect time to be able to really delve into some good fantasy. So yeah. Did you hear that chonk when I put it down? Thump. Is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite? That, I'm thinking, might be Priory of the Orange Tree. If I can get through it this year, I have a really good feeling about it. I just really am wanting to get into some more like deep high fantasy this year. And I've heard some people say some really good things about Priory of the Orange Tree. I've heard some people say some more like boring things about it, but normally I'm okay getting through some good world building as long as it's not too like thickly info dumpy. So I am pretty excited for it, and I think it could definitely become a new favorite for this year. Question number 6, have you already made reading plans for 2018? So I would say a little bit. I haven't really set my Goodreads challenge number of books that I want to finish yet because this year I adjusted it like 6 times because I started out this year with a very non-ambitious reading challenge because I just was kind of getting back into reading after just being so overwhelmed with college for so long. I didn't want to stress myself out by reading, like trying to read 100 books or something like that. So I haven't really set my Goodreads challenge yet, but I have some plans. I would like to be able to get through the Shattered Realms series in completion. That would be really, really great. I believe there's 4 books to the series, so very doable. And then I would also like to catch up with the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I have read the first 2 books. I would like to read A Court of Wings and Ruin before the 4th book comes out. I know we're all upset about the covers. I'm not gonna rebuy all of the books though, because I like these covers, so help me, I will keep them. But yeah, I would like to finish a few series. Like I said, I would like to finish the Children of Blood and Bone series, or at least read up until the most recent release. And then outside of series, I would kind of like to be able to delve more into some high fantasy stuff. So like Brent Weeks, I would like to read some of his books. I would like to read the A Darker Shade of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. And I would like to read, I would think I might want to read some Robin Hobbs next year. We'll see, because that's kind of like quite the task to take on because she has so many different trilogies and they kind of all wrap up together really well. But yeah, next year might just be a series high fantasy kind of a year. We will see, we will see. So that's kind of all I have planned for next year as of right now. Obviously, we'll see what happens. The world is a crazy place, and like I have obviously shown you, I am such a mood reader that I might have a plan for something and then halfway through be like, never mind, I don't feel like this anymore. So reading is a perfect thing to be able to do that with though, because there are just so many different options. So yeah. That was a quick little fun video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see anything else from me, please let me know in the comments, and let me know what your top book is that you're hoping to read by the end of the year, and also what your top book is that you would like to read next year down in the comments below. If you liked it, give a like. Always feel free to subscribe down below, join the little family. We're slowly growing and I'm very excited about it. So follow me on Instagram if you'd like, also on TikTok. Both of them are Booked with Kira, and I will see you in the next video, you guys. Goodbye!